How important would you say this new legislation is, and what are the implications here for companies and directors in terms of protecting their reputation?
It represents an additional weapon in the hands of prosecution authorities, so to that extent it's something new and additional. The implications are very, very, very important because it raises the spectre of a company being not only fined substantially but dealt with very severely by the courts. And it really should galvanise companies into taking action to make sure that they're not in the firing lines on this new legislation.
How important in the past has it been to prosecute companies, and to what extent do you think this Act will really change things?
In the past it's only been possible to prosecute small companies because there you could identify the acts of the managing director, as the case may be, and the company as being one and the same thing. You couldn't prosecute a large company because there was no controlling mind. Now the playing field is level because now large companies, small companies are all in the firing line. Government departments, local authorities could all be prosecuted under this Act.
What's your view of the law itself? Does it really go far enough?
In a way, yes. In a way, no. It's more than we had. It took a long time to do it. But it's full of holes. They're full of things that other people expected to happen but aren't there.
There are critics of it. Some of the things, it could have gone further in some respects, perhaps putting more specific duties onto directors, health and safety duties onto directors. Maybe there could have been other things. But let's see how it works first.
Just describe the penalties for companies and directors convicted of corporate manslaughter. And do you think these penalties will prove a deterrent?
Not as far as directors are concerned, because there's no liability of directors under this Act. Directors will be liable under the old law of manslaughter for their individual acts. As far as the company is concerned, well, the Sentencing Advisory Panel is meeting to discuss this at the moment. It's been suggested that penalties could be as high, anything from 2.5% to 10% of the gross annual turnover, which is very substantial. But I think more important is the possibility of a publicity order, which will require the company to publicise the fact of its conviction in the press, on the radio, and indeed possibly on television. And this is going to have a very dramatic effect on customers, on suppliers, and on investors.
Now, Croner's book is designed as a guide to business leaders and their safety advisors on this new law. How important would you say this guidance is?
I think it's extremely important, because what Croner has put together isn't just one piece which is aimed at barristers or lawyers or those in the legal profession. It goes as far as talking about how we should deal with the media, how you should face the press if, God forbid, you are dealing with a case of a death in the workplace. It covers all those issues, and not only that, but the other issues surrounding it. Not just those who are bereaved, but all the people who may have been affected, the people who would have helped that person, who felt they should have helped that person. All those legacy issues are in this one book.